Yeah, hello everyone. I really apologize I couldn't be live as per the schedule, but I definitely intend to reach out to you for the scheduled session. So, here is a recording for the same. So, hello everyone. A very good evening to all of you. I hope all of you are uh, healthy and safe. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Dwanisha Majmudar, and I'm currently working with Fountainhead School as a career counselor. I started my career as a whole school counselor with Tripada International at Ahmedabad. And then I moved to VAPI and was associated with Ma Foundation as a career counselor. And then, as mentioned, currently I'm associated with Fountainhead School. It's an IB board school. The topic for today's discussion is the role of parents and teachers in career guidance. Why this topic? So I believe the world could have been a happier and a peaceful place if every one of us would have a choice in their uh, careers and partners. So let us leave the discussion on choice of partners to their respective families, but we can definitely talk about career choices. And also, maybe a lot of you would have this question in mind that why at this particular stage? So, why the discussion on careers for primary years age group of children? So, I know that's an understandable point, but this is all about discussions, exposure, and conversations, and not career counsel. Career counseling, obviously, the right time would be grade 7 or grade 8, but career exploration is something that I wanted to make a point about. As a child, I vaguely remember there was this chapter in general knowledge, probably in senior KG, where there was this chapter on community helpers like cobblers, carpenters, doctors, teachers. And obviously, there is some few more examples. While role playing, I remember at most playing doctor, doctor, or teacher, teacher. So that's it. And then suddenly in grade 10, I had to answer this question that what I want to become. No, so actually, even that was not the question. The question was which stream you want to choose, and the options were science and commerce. Arts was not even considered as stream. Still, a lot of schools don't offer arts as a stream. It was given a silent treatment, and so were the students. Uh, Things are changing now, and that is something really delightful to see that times are changing and humanities is also being accepted as a valued stream, which obviously it deserve that particular place. Coming to the point, yeah, again, the streams we would choose would depend on our friends going by, or going by the trends of that particular time, or going by our parents or families suggestions or advice. But I don't think how right that was a way to getting into our own careers. So I would say that we have bumped into the current careers or professions that we are into. For some of us, it clicked really well. For some of us, I really don't know. But why this particular topic again? So there is this alarming fact that has been brought to the front by a career guidance company called Mindler. So they had conducted a research on career awareness among students. An alarming fact to know was 93% of Indian students are aware of just 7 career options. Now, this is an alarming fact. Why? Because if they know just 7 options, obviously their choices are going to be limited and their decisions would be amongst those 7 career options. This is something really harmful. Why? Because there is a dearth of there's this demand and supply gap. There are a lot of job opportunities out there, and when we complain of unemployment, but actually the thing is, there's a lot of engineers, queue of engineers for a certain job position, but leaving aside a lot of potential career options which are there but which we never could look around us. So that's an alarming fact. And also, this research also points out to the fact that what happens is parents a lot of times, because they are just comfortable with certain career options and they don't know what data analysis is all about or what radio jockeying is all about. and they feel anxious, and because of that they inhibit their students in taking their own decisions, which could be something really, they could really blossom in those fields. So that's why the discussion on career exploration may start in early years as well. To make a point on this, let us discuss a developmental theory on career development. It's by a psychologist, Super. So talking about the developmental stages for career development, the first stage according to him is fantasy stage, where kids between 4 to 10 years old fall into. And so basically fantasy stage, as the name says, they, if you ask them what you want to become, so for example my son, when he was 7 years old, sorry, 2 years, three, somewhere around, not two, sorry, 3 or 4, when asked what he wanted to become, his response was a Superman or a Spider-Man. So that's a symbolic example of a fantasy stage, because they really have this fantastic notions of what they want to become. Then as they grow up, gradually reality starts to sink in. And now, though my son is not that grown up, he's just 7 yet, but now he vaguely has this feeling that, okay, Spider-Man or a Superman is not a career option, a realistic career option. So that was the first stage. The second stage is interest stage, which is around 11 to 12 years, when the child starts associating their likes and dislikes with certain career possibilities. But for them to be able to do that, they need to have those kind of right career opportunities and exposure and avenues to different career options, to or activities, to come to a decision, or to come to know or understand what their interests are. Similarly, the third stage is capability stage, which is between 13 to 14 years of age, where they start associating their skills with a lot of career opportunities or career possibilities. Again, for them to be able to do that, they need to know what their skills are. And for that, they also need to have a sense of healthy self concept, which where again also the role of parents and teachers comes into picture. So these are certain developmental milestones for career development, which may throw some insight on why certain discussions may be important at certain age. So moving on to the points now, how as parents and teachers we can facilitate this particular process. So as parents, first of all, I feel the most important thing they should be doing is developing a positive attitude for learning, for school, for education. There are lots of ways to do that, but most important is their involvement in their child's student life, their academic life, interacting with them when they come home from school, come back from school. They need to be questioned on like how your day was, and what are their favorite subjects, and what are their likes, what are their dislikes, do they face any issues in school. So that kind of involvement makes them feel uh, makes them feel the importance of education and what is the role of school, and the sense and significance and importance of this entire, this major chunk of life they spent on. So also specifically over here would like to mention that in India, the role of fathers. So a lot of times when you question, when you call parents for certain information, the father would just rub this off by saying that, okay, this is the mother's task and you better call her to get this information. So if so, there is this disconnect between father and child on this. And if even fathers would have been involved with their children, probably their inclination towards studies would have been much more delightful and much more holistic. So that was the first point I wanted to make. Second, as parents, you are the first people whom with whom they come in contact with. You are their first role models, so obviously you are their first teachers, and also you are the first viewers of their activities day in and day out. So you really need to observe, be very observant of the kind of activities they gravitate towards, they are attracted towards. So for a lot of for some of the for some children, an attraction point would be games like mechanics and Legos. For some, it could be craft, modeling and playing with clay. For some people, it would be drawing, painting. For some people, it would be just outdoor activities, and they can't just stay in one place. So these are certain clues that you can get from what their natural inclinations are. And from that particular point, I would like to build on that. Please, please, please nurture their natural talents and skills rather than viewing them as your own extension. Because children have this tendency to please their parents, and they really find delight in pleasing their parents. So if you would have this notion that they should be fulfilling your dreams, they would definitely do that. But I really want you to think whether that's healthy for your own child. Because what happens is, if you are in a career of a decent level of liking and not something which you thrive in, maybe you might stay mediocre in that particular career for your entire life, but might not blossom. Is that what you want for your child? So that is something needs to be thought about. Also, when you are observing what kind of activities they are into, you can also try keeping a journal, keep recording their interest, to trace them over a period of time and see a pattern. You might also be able to see a pattern over a period of time. All these things are very fascinating. If you would really enjoy this entire process of guiding them and facilitating them towards the world of career exploration. Share your experiences with them. Talk about what do you do, what is your profession all about. Talk about what his or her mother is into, what is her profession, what the uncles and aunties and chachis and mammies of your family are into, and what is so special about those professions. So also, when you have guests dropping in, let us have this inclusive conversation. I mean, let us not just have children as something that to have a life of their own. Obviously, that should be there, they should have their own space. But adults would prefer not to engage with children because they are adults and stuff like that. So if the conversations could be more inclusive, children actually have the mind of their own, and sometimes wiser mind than us. So the conversations could also be inclusive, and they could be party to your conversations sometimes, wherein you can also discuss uh, and give them insights related to what your professions are all about. When you go outdoors, please discuss the workplaces, talk about the workplaces that you can be exposed to. So if it's a hospital, clinic, what is it all about? If it's a studio, gym, a grocery store, all those are workplaces, right? um, you need to also develop a positive relationship, a positive rapport with with your child's teachers, to know what kind of activities they gravitate towards in their classrooms, what are their favorite subjects, and what kind of participation they come up with in the class, what initiatives do they take. So this kind of information would really be insightful for you as a parent to get some clues into their likes and dislikes. So what happens is, suddenly in grade 10 they would want to visit a career counselor, and they would want the career counselor to just pinpoint and say, okay, like, okay, this is the career of your career, this is the career for your child. So that kind of magic pill you cannot expect somebody. I mean, as a parent, if so many years didn't help you to give any clue, so it's a little unfair expectation from a professional. Obviously they have their own ways of doing it, but still. So the whole point is, as a parent, you also have a huge role to play in their child in your child's career decisions and career exploration, and how much encouragement you give him or her to explore the opportunities around him. As a family, you can play a lot of career based games. So we play this memory games and career bingo. So bingo, so it can be a career bingo game, memory game, so where you can just focus on professions and careers, so that these activities, even dumb charades. So and you will find a whole host of activities or games that you can play using your usual games, that will also help you understand how much your children are aware of what professions. That will also give you an alarming insight into what is your awareness level regarding the upcoming careers or the available careers. Also, this is a very important point that you need to be updated with what the current trends are, what are the available opportunities in your own country, outside, because the fact is, the number of careers you would know, you definitely would expose your students towards those professions, and the moment your children will come up with a certain fancy profession that is unheard for you, you might inhibit their choices. So that is something, I mean, as parents, we also really need to upgrade ourselves in terms of the current world, and match up with today's times. You can watch them play. That's a really huge piece of information you will get in terms of their natural inclinations and likings and their personality traits, because these things matter for career decisions and their happiness in a certain career. um, a very important thing is, please keep your opinions to yourself. Obviously you have a right to your own opinions, but when if for example your child comes to you and say that he wants to be, he wants to be a dancer, so two things: please keep stereotypes away, like men can't cook and women can't be mechanical engineers and stuff like that, because that really discourages a child's talent, and even morale. And also, that is also a recipe for a mediocre life they would then gravitate towards. I mean, it would be a downward spiral, or at least a mediocre spiral, I would say. uh, their capacity to blossom would be affected in a major way. Yeah, so when I say share, keep your opinions to yourself. If they come up and say that I want to be a fine artist or I want to be a dancer, um, you may hold your opinions to, keep your opinions to yourself, and not come up with these things like, okay, fine artist क्या earn करते हैं, क्या कमाते हैं, dancing ये कोई profession है क्या. So these kind of opinions can be kept to yourself, and you can rather encourage them to explore certain facts about those profession, encourage them to explore other careers as well. So this is how, as a parent, you really play a major role in encouraging them towards the importance of career exploration. So what happens is, when they come in grade 7, grade 8, that is a point when they need to be, they begin from the point of career exploration, and which could have started way much more earlier, in earlier years. And when the time comes to decide, they will really be making an informed decision, not an impulsive one, which we have, I think, done in our times. We have been doing till now as well. Coming to the other aspect of this session, as in the role of teachers, so I would like to say that for the teaching community and for the school, there needs to be this understanding that careers matter and they are an essential part of the curriculum. And there are a lot of ways they can integrate career studies along with the subject classes. So not I'm not trying to say that, okay, they need to spend a lot of time behind it, but they can connect the classroom content to careers. So a lot of topics can be connected to careers. So if, for example, there is a topic on weather, you can introduce careers like meteorologist and climatologist and things like that. And these kind of careers are unheard of. Professions like doctors and teachers and stuff, they've been keeping hearing since ages. I mean, they need to now upgrade their information as well. So yeah, if we would have known that, a topic, a dull and drab topic like Pythagoras theorem would be useful in being an engineer and constructing buildings and stuff, maybe we would have developed a love for math, and along with that also an understanding of engineering. So this is how you can connect classroom content to careers. So I'm sure we have I mean, most of our topics, a lot of our topics can be related to a lot of career opportunities and career options. We can teachers or school can integrate careers with field trips. So field trips are a part of lot of school curriculum, and lot of schools now are engaging in this way of experiential way of learning. So when the students are already out on a field trip, you may rather use that particular opportunity to introduce them to various career options as well. So if you're visiting a post office, then who is a postman and what does he or she does? A radio jockey, what does he or she do? So field trips can be capitalized to introduce career choices and professions as well. Fancy dress days can have a theme on profession and career. So we have been doing fancy dress competitions in school, but it is just about dressing up and fun. Yeah, obviously fun and dressing up is also a very interesting element, but then it just stops there. So we can have an extension of it, and students and students and parents can be asked to research somewhat on those careers and professions, and then the student can present that particular information in the class. So that is how the entire classroom would be exposed on a lot of career based information. There can be career days in school organized where teachers can dress up in various career clothing. Even students can be encouraged, or the senior students can be encouraged to do so. That's how senior students would be engaged in or buddy in. And you can have a lot of stalls and booths with a lot of career information. So these things are definitely possible in school. When you have fun fairs, these things are can also be arranged and organized. You can introduce them to the different tools of trades. With younger children, it's stethoscope and a paintbrush and a mic and things like that. Those are tools that are used in different professions. So that's how there are these are different ways of introducing careers to children. There should be a lot of guiding books in the school library. School library is a very important resource for information for children. So there should be a lot of help self-help books on and different literature on various career opportunities. There are a lot of magazines that throw a lot of insight, like Careers 360. It throws a lot of insight about the Indian education and a lot of upcoming careers in India, and otherwise as well. So these things really, we can develop an entire ecosystem where the child, the students, the interested students, the students basically can access all of this information and facilities and opportunities to expose themselves to various career opportunities and options. And I'm sure they would look forward to, because it is about their own lives, and it is all about exploring what they would like to do in their lives. So if it is presented in different ways and experiential manner, definitely they would be engaged in. And obviously a very important point, that a career is not just all about studies and academics. It is a holistic, amalgamation of the non-academic skills as well, like leadership, time management, discipline, emotional intelligence, etc., 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 a lot of things. And a school definitely can provide opportunities to students in developing these skills. They can be given a free hand in, sometimes a free hand in organizing their own events, like a sports event or a debate club and things like that. And event organization should not be just limited to arranging farewell for the grade 10 or grade 12 student. So these organizing an event and leadership activities and things, they really help develop a lot of skills which are a recipe for success. So all of this together, if done, would definitely help students guide towards their passion areas. And over here, I would really like to say that interest would keep on changing for even after ending up in a certain career. It might be possible that interest might change, but a current interest in that particular point, it still acts as a north star. So north star, Dhruv Tara, that is something we consider as a navigating point when Google Maps were not there. So similarly, a child's interest and passion is a north star in them, that automatically, naturally help them guiding towards their calling or path. So yeah, and not to miss on a lot of resources. There are a lot of resources available, like books, interesting books on developing careers and career exploration for primary years children. But there are also interesting places to visit when where your children can be exposed to different career, different role plays and profession by in the form of role plays. So one example I would like to give you is a Disha Fest being conducted by Merit Training Academy in Vapi every year, and a lot of career information is disseminated in that particular fest, and children are made to experience a lot of careers like astronaut and engineers and doctors and a lot of computer science scientists and stuff through role playing. There are also interesting places, edutainment centers like Kidzania in Mumbai and Delhi, where again they can role play a lot of interesting career options or opportunities available to them. So these are certain ways in which you can capitalize on to expose them as much as possible to the current world of work and the opportunities available. Um yeah, so this is it. uh, so dear parents and teachers, let us all join hands and be partners in nurturing these beautiful human beings and guide them towards their calling, and let them look forward to life with excitement and a sense of wonder. Thank you. Have a nice evening. Stay safe.